Hello everybody, we are Search and Rescue Solutions. Today we're here to show you our app Search and Rescue Coordinator. My name is Sunny, I'm here with Mike, Kunal, and Daniel. So, an overview, our app does two main things. It organizes reports and tracks locations. By organizing reports, we're able to decrease the amount of handwritten paperwork that the search and rescue team has to do. By tracking locations, we allow searchers to see what has and has not been searched, which will help them in planning and reducing the overall search time. Both these combined are essential because ultimately our goal is to bring people home sooner. So a little on our design. Our team has created a mobile app, a web app, and a backend server from scratch. The web app and mobile app both communicate with the server to get and store information. Meanwhile, Firebase hosts the web app, the server, and the database. The reason we have two apps is because there are two types of searchers, volunteers and administrators. Volunteers will use the mobile app, and admins will use the web app. So let's show you the app. There are 6 main features we want to show you: creating cases, search tracking, image uploading, volunteer auditing, shift reporting, and incident reporting. In the interest of time, there will be some smaller features along the way that we won't really explain in depth, but hopefully it's still clear.
We'll be demoing our application by walking through a couple different use cases. Our web application is used solely by search and rescue captains and other admin users to coordinate search efforts. Rescue operations in Utah are conducted primarily by trained volunteers that are registered with the county. Admins are responsible for creating user accounts for new volunteers that can then be used to log into our mobile app. This can be done by just coming to the volunteers page and clicking New Volunteer. After creating this volunteer account for Ted will receive an email with instructions on how to set his password and will be able to participate in searches for cases he's assigned to. We can see that Ted's name is listed to our table of volunteers. Next, let's say that we receive a call from 911 dispatch about a lost hiker. We need to create a new case so that we can assign volunteers and begin tracking locations searched. We come over to our main dashboard where we can see information about searches that are currently active as well as closed cases. From this page, we can create a new case. After creating the new case, the next step will be to assign volunteers to the case to begin searching. So we can see that the case I just made here, Steve Johnson, if we click on that, this first tab is for volunteers. So let's assign the volunteer that I just created, the dummy volunteer, as well as Kunal's account. Kunal will use this account to demonstrate the mobile app acting as a volunteer. So come up here and hit assign volunteers. And then we will see the volunteers show up in the table as being assigned to this case. And now only volunteers that are assigned to a case are able to see that case on the mobile application and participate in the search.
Next, I can use my volunteer account to log into the mobile app. Here, I see a list of cases that I'm assigned to. I will choose the case Mike made as I want to start my shift for that. On this screen, we can see additional details about the case, like the case ID and the reporter name. Under the shift information section, I'm prompted to click the button to start the shift. Once the shift starts, I'm shown tracking information about the shift. Additionally, I can exit out of the app, and the app will continue tracking my location. By clicking the notification, I can go back to the app. The app is sending my tracks to the back end, and they can be viewed in the case dashboard on the web app.
Alright, we're back over here on the case dashboard. You can see that Kunal's on this case, and the tracks he just made show up here in Emigration Canyon because his location is spoofed for here.
Another feature that the app allows is to take images of possible clues for the case. This can be done by scrolling down and choosing the Take Image button. Once the image is taken, it can be viewed in the Image Information section. Clicking on it will enlarge the image and allow me to take a better look at it. The card at the bottom shows the details about the image and also allows me to enter information about it into the image's metadata. Clicking on the Upload button will send the image to the backend and delete the local copy from my device. This image can now be viewed in the case dashboard on the web app.
Now that Kunal's uploaded his image back here in the dashboard, we can go to images, and here's the image he uploaded with the message he gave it.
Once I'm done with my shift, I can click on the stop button, and this will take me to the shift reports page. Here, I can add vehicles by clicking the plus button on the bottom and fill out the rest of the information. Once I'm done, I can click on the end shift button to submit the report. Looks like I've made a mistake with the number of hours. This report can be corrected and viewed on the web app.
So if we go back to the dashboard, we can click on Kunal here, and we can see how the shift studies worked lately. We can see that he's fat-fingered 1,000 right here. And we can also see that he used a snowmobile, which is a county vehicle, and he traveled 2 miles in it. For now, let's fix his 1,000 because we know that can't be right. Now you can see that it's updated back to 1 and the total hours is now 4. Now you may notice that here the start time and end time are only a minute apart, and the hours worked is 3 hours. The reason we have this is because start time and end time is just when they started tracking and ended tracking. But the 3 hours could have been their entire shift, so if they spent 2.5 hours driving to the canyon or something, that would be factored in here.
An admin has the opportunity to audit their volunteers by clicking on the Audit tab. This page contains a list of all the volunteers within the county, followed by some basic information. At the top left, we see the total amount of cases this county has seen, and we can see the case participation of each volunteer. For example, this volunteer has participated in 2 of the 13 cases, which gives him a 15% participation. You'll notice that some of these volunteers are marked in red. This indicates that they are below the participation threshold, which defaults to 20%. The threshold and case date range can be changed by changing the threshold here and the case dates here. Let's leave the threshold at 20% and change the start date to February 1st. By leaving the end date blank, it queries up until the current date. So as you can see, there are now 10 cases, and there is only 1 volunteer who falls below the participation threshold. This table can also be sorted by whatever column you wish to sort by. At the end of each day or operational period, an incident report needs to be filed. These reports can be generated by coming to the Reports tab. In order to generate a report, an admin will choose the case and then an operational period. The required data will be loaded in, and then they can select Print. This will bring up a print dialog for this report.
We also have an iOS app, but it wasn't included in the demo before because it's missing features like location tracking and image uploading.
Our project currently does have certain limitations. An important note is that this is not a dispatch software. Our goal is not to facilitate the search and deploy personnel, but rather to assist in decision making. Along the same lines, the mobile app does not contain a map of trails like the web app does. The mobile app is meant to be simple and has the purpose of aggregating data for the admins using the web app. Currently, not all of the features of the Android app are available on iOS. Our main focus has been Android, and iOS will lag behind while we finish up on Android. That brings us to what remains to be done. Within the mobile app, we have plans to redo the UI and make it a bit more fluid and intuitive. We also want to implement searches for cases and then polish up with bug fixes. On the side of the web app, we are allowing for scalability by adding county separation in our endpoints and database. We also have plans to separate what people can see on the dashboard based on their roles. Sunny will take charge of this. Mike will be working on allowing editable cases on the case dashboard and adding more information to our incident report generator. As for myself, I will be working on adding more information to the case dashboard and creating a landing page for first-time users.
That concludes our presentation. We are Search and Rescue Solutions, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to any of us on Canvas. Thank you, and see you guys on Demo Day.